Hello and welcome back once again to Gary Grigsby's War in the East. Let's continue where we left off previously. And now that we have some of these airfields here, actually I should be going over Soviet numbers, my numbers first. So Soviets 2.616. 1,500 tanks, so a lot less than we do. Well, we have 2.8, so our total forces do outstrip theirs ultimately. If we look at losses, Soviets are above 3 million now, and for us is 3.74. Guns close to 50,000, and AFVs over 14,000. So if we're looking at air losses, there is, we have a total of 866. The Soviets get close to 10,000 as well. If we're gonna go to the victory points, 634. High watermark is the same. So on victory points, 700. Total men, for us it's going down. Soviets slightly going down still as well. Of course, it's still way above what they started with. Close to 1 million above what they started with, but at least it's not going up at this point, which is good. Guns seriously down. Soviets have less guns than we do. Roughly the same amount of aircraft at this point as well. So, yeah, for us, the manpower losses remain stagnant around 33,000, whereas the Soviets kind of between 1.5 and 2K roughly. So yeah, things are looking reasonably well at that. Alright. First up, let's see what I can transfer forward, because that is pretty important. I have 5th Flieger Corps. Which should be operable down here. You're going to just one airbase. Well, let's fly you there. And we still have STG-2 that also needs to be flown in at that point. Let's send them over to Gorlovka. Notice that my real units haven't started working there yet. I wonder if the core has to stay in place. I kind of want to move Yagashweder 3 up to Kharkov once I have the chance. Kind of leave them besides for the moment. Those two are full. At this point, I can send Koloft 6 all the way up here. And Koloft South. move forward. I need to have good air bases for them, and as long as I don't have them, I'm not really gonna do anything with it. So these are also done now, and we'll have 4th Flieger Corps. The problem is I don't have any rail in the Crimea, or I would have put them there. I do have an airfield at Genichesk, which gets supply. Well, actually, I can send them to Sevastopol. Together with KG-27. Yes. That puts 4th Flieger Corps down there. You have all these Romanian units. What is KG? Oh, they're also part of... no, they're just part of 4th Air Fleet. Let's actually send these back to the reserve. Currently, alright. We do have Koloft 11, which I don't want to send up to Taganrog. And these are also on a double airfield, so if I'm gonna put them, it will be these two. They don't have to be activated right now. It's a pretty big transfer, all in all. But it is one that I feel we can make it. Okay, so finally, you know, I'm getting a little bit closer to the front with my supply hubs, which means that at least also I can get a bit closer with my planes finally. I don't think they're gonna... Yeah, sure. Let's then create a level 2 depot on this one. What? Yakushrader 53? You're part of 8th Flieger Corps. $54.27. How would Yagushrader 53, or at least a part of it? Let's send those to the reserves for now. That was super weird. Kolov 9. I cannot get them into Sechevka yet, but do I have an airfield at Veliki Luki? I should be having an airfield there. I guess I don't. But since I'm gonna go to Rzhev soon anyway, let's just transfer them there. Now, it will actually take a while before I can get supplies there, so let's not. Go to 3rd Panzer Group. I just put 2nd Panzer Group there. Oh my god. Wow. Talking about dumb. These two have to stay there. I would like to get them closer. Maybe once I can get this rail up to Kursk, I can send them over. That's the next turn. So Orel. Well, I'll get to Pino anyway, so I might just as well transfer Kolov 16 over to Pino. Actually, yeah. Because I'm not gonna be at Starya, or I'm not gonna get any rail line at Starya Rusa anytime soon, so I might just as well move them forward as well. You cannot get into there. If only I had supply line up there, but my supplies currently only run up till Luga, or at least with a double rail. So I really need to get these guys to get up to Pino and then kind of move back over to that side, because they're not going to be fast. I'm not going to be fast enough in taking this double rail either to warrant moving up there anyhow. No, I won't. Alright. Anyway, let's start with 2nd Air Fleet, because I do want to do some recon. This one should go. You see, I kind of want to do recon across Torzhok. In a very small area anyway. Yes. Okay. So I want to do some recon over there. I also want to do a bit of recon in here. Let's use Kolov 3rd Panzer Group for that. Again, I have to use Kolov Center. Okay. They actually. They need to go to Smolensk. And then let's see if they can actually still immediately fly. Want them to do some recon over there, since that seems to be fairly weak. So I have to see whether I can make some form of an encirclement through these two cavalries. I did not confirm it, did I? No, I did not. I really actually dislike that part. That if I don't immediately confirm, it actually gets removed. Like, why doesn't it stay there and it just doesn't activate if I don't confirm it? Yeah, then at least I wouldn't have to redo everything here. That would have been a lot nicer, but oh well. don't really need any other recon around these areas for the moment. Neither here, neither here. Okay, so those are the only recons that I need to do. Do I need to have something like ground support or... No, not at the moment. Need to get rid of the naval patrol. There's no reason to. Let's take a look though. We're not even doing all that many sorties either. We didn't seem to fly a lot there, probably because we were too far away. But we do have some slight intel on what's going on around here. Let's start in the north, though. Yeah, I cannot pass up on just taking Pavlovo. Obviously. It seems like this hex is also empty, but... there is not a whole lot I can do about that. Let's take Pushkin. Or the hex next to Pushkin. Huh. Just retreated, huh? Well... that's fine. Alright, seems like I got a bunch more hexes. And let's actually retreat with you. I want these guys to get off of Kronstadt. I'd rather have them here, because then they're a lot easier to attack. Or here, that's fine. If they want to move units from here over to this direction, I would be more than willing to oblige. Okay, let's take this and let's take this. Alright, this is called Pinot, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's move you by splitting up, which kind of sucks, but I don't want this cavalry to retake Schlieselberg. That's just gonna cost me a whole load of issues, so I'd rather just move like this. And, I mean, come on, we took 3 of these cities here. That's a pretty good haul for this turn, I think. Either way, I'm not complaining about that. Not at all. So, that's one of the pockets. Yeah, I'm usually all over the place. Let's just, the reason why I'm all over the place is because I tend to try and do all the easy decisions first, so I have more information on the harder decisions. Let's get you out. And you into Yalta. You in here. Then the 2 parts over here. You into Simferopol. I don't have any rail lines here, but that's not a problem. The cavalry, you're gonna move up in there to help digging in. They're at 1.5, so they're actually doing pretty well in terms of supplies. But let's move you up. So these guys. I kind of forgot that. Can I actually split them up while on the rail? No. I need to have a unit at Constanta, Sulina, and at Odessa. So I'll move them back here, get them off of the train, get them to not split up because there's a core out there. Okay. 2 parts, we'll get back on the train. Of which 1 part will move up and 1 part will move into Constanta. Okay. Then I need both of these to continue by rail, get them off, and to start moving in this direction. Army Group Antonescu's should probably be somewhere else, but oh well. Anyway, let's continue. Get you off of the rails. Split you up. 1 part in Kherson. 1 part in Nikolaev. And the 3rd part should be on Ochakov. So let's move them back and put them in there. I'll still have the HQ. Let's take them off. And I'm not sure why not all of these are part of the Romanian Mountain Corps. You should be part of the Romanian Mountain Corps. And these other units, I guess, can be part of the 2nd Romanian Corps, which I will then move into Ochakov. And unfortunately these guys are then out of supply, but it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Now you guys are part of the 3rd Army, which is good. These units should be put under the Romanian High Command for the moment, because otherwise that's not going to be any good at all. And now you're no longer overburdened. Perfect. You guys, 4th Romanian Army. I think the 3rd Romanian Army is probably overburdened. Yes, it is. You're part of the 4th, as you should. So we're going to take care of that stuff in a bit as well. But let's work on the rail line. They have a ways to go before they're all the way down there, but next turn they will get all of it, and then I can start working up. Having a loop here is also not necessarily all that bad, as then we can have a rail coming in through there, moving up instead of towards that way. This rail line is already overburdened, but yeah, I don't have any other rail lines that can really work all the way there at the moment. So that naturally makes it pretty tricky. Okay, I'm not even gonna say anything about that. Jeez. Bye. What the heck, man? Oh yes. All the way into Kursk. That's good. Very nice. Next rail unit. I would be surprised. Yeah, I cannot even get all the way into Pino. Sadly. Actually not that big of a fan of this fortified zone because I actually kind of moved past it. So it's really a waste. Yeah, it's too bad. Okay, so we also got that going. That's all the rail units. Let's try to deal with this. There doesn't seem to be anything in here. But they actually might have, yeah. Something in here still. Oof. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually quite relieved that I was able to take that down there. Any chance? No. I was hoping I would already be able to get across the river there, but I guess it was not possible. Okay. That's another pocket. Let's try dealing with this one. Don't want to say it should be easy, but it's only a cavalry division. 3,000 strong at that. Okay. It also leaves the units in this pocket without a depot. Which also should help quite a lot. Okay, before doing this, I kind of wanted them to not be able to retreat. I know I'm attacking with the motorized, but I think this is going pretty well. The fact that I took down another 500 tanks means that they're down to just 1,200. Taking down most of the Soviet tanks also has another advantage, and that's that they will not have any of them for the winter, or at least very little. You know, their mechanized forces are few and far between, at least at the moment. One thing that I really like about cutting this off here is that the thing is the Soviets have only one rail line from Rybinsk and the Volga. Well, actually, There's a second rail line because they also have this one that's moving up. They have these rail lines, they move up through here. Now if I can cut them off at this side, they have one rail line over here to supply all the units in this section. Like, that's naturally not going to be great. They have a second one going from Cheperovets and Voldoga to Tikvin. That's their second single rail. I'm quite sure they're marginally fine supporting these. You can see that they're kind of in the green. Down here too, but they shouldn't be in that great of a supply, I think. If I can get to Bologu, then that also means that these forces they need to get truck supply through there, which is also not going to be amazing for them. Now, to be honest, I kind of want to move, at the very least, this unit up here. Okay, you get into Kalinin. Yeah, that would be great. I want to move these panzers out. And I think I will. At least here. And you here. Which I feel actually should be plenty fine. If I go in here, I could even attack them if that's really necessary. I don't necessarily think so. But, I mean, they cannot go all the way around, sure. But the goal is to get 9th Army and the core units. At least further up close. Now both of these are still good. I can keep 9th Army headquarters at Vyazma for the moment, and once I have a rail line at least into Rzhev, then I will take that. Everything up here is pretty tricky though. For crying out loud, really? No. I mean, I guess it was across the river, and I kind of get that, but... Let's move you into Klin first. They got really weak. I'm just really surprised this is actually more than 14. I mean, they are encircled, kind of. 2 rifle divisions and a militia rifle division. Okay, so 3 rifle divisions here, and a cavalry and a rifle division here too. They still have a bunch of units. They can easily get more and plug the gap. Okay, so obviously this is also looking pretty weird. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hexes that I need to kick them off of on this side still. Let's take these cities. And there's a very good reason for it. Not because I want to hold them. The reason is because I want to cut this rail line. For the reason I mentioned is because I want them to only be able to get supplies through this. And I can only do that by taking this rail line. And again, if we take a look at it, indeed, there's this rail line moving up through here and then in here up to Sankovo. But by taking Yakroma Station, we're kind of preventing that. One of the more interesting things about Yakroma Station, it is also the furthest point the Germans reached. The only area that they got across, or the only area where they got across the Moscow-Volga Canal, over here. This is the Moscow-Volga Canal here, running from Moscow to the Volga, surprisingly. Yeah, they never captured Dimitrov, by the way, either. So, if you're playing Unity of Command 2 and you're playing the Moscow scenario, Zagorsk is the final bonus objective on that side, on the northern side of Moscow, and Noginsk is the other one. So we're not even there just yet. I mean, I don't expect to get there. I actually don't even know what to expect from this in its entirety. But I'm just having fun. That's what counts at that. Okay. Okay, I have a unit at Farovo. Let's keep moving. Like I said, I still need to take all this territory, ideally, that is. Which certainly does make for some hard fighting. You cannot get up, shame. The I don't want to say the main issue here, but well, let's first attack here too. Okay, that's pretty good. Reason why this is interesting is because that's an air base. I don't think they have anything on there. It's super unlikely that they would. But even so. So... there we go. And now I can apparently even use these for the moment to already start taking some of these hexes. That's pretty useful. I mean, I need to get up till here and here. That's those are the final points. Yeah. So we'll see how they're going to deal with that. I probably will not be able to make it to all the areas that I wanted to get to in time. I don't feel that it's... I do not feel like it's very likely. Still looking to push up, so even though I'm taking a bit more losses than I would have liked there, I still think that's ultimately pretty reasonable. Yeah, I guess we're fine for now. Still does not look absolutely amazing, but we're getting there. Alright, let's continue further down south. So at this point... I feel like I just barely made that, but the game doesn't properly reflect that. At the very least, I got their depot. Should count for something. I think this will work, and it did. Okay. Yeah, there isn't too much I can do yet, unfortunately. Because I straight up don't have the manpower there. Well... have to admit that I'm not that big of a fan of putting a light division in there. In fact, it's not as if I can mess around here though. Let's move the 125th Infantry Division in there. You see, I actually want to, at the very least, have all the areas where the enemy can attack from 3 sides covered by German units. And then, if they can't, I will have them covered by Romanian, a Romanian unit with the cavalry, like this for the moment. And that probably does look kind of weird, and I guess it is. Like another hex, for example, is this, which is probably best off being manned by a light division, because there's only one Soviet unit that can attack there, and the light divisions are going to be weaker than the regular divisions. So probably put another light division in there. Let's move you around. My units are also getting excessively weak as we're trying to move towards that area. I'm not too surprised. One unfortunate business is that I currently don't have the power to clear it. Well, I had to wait. That's the biggest problem there. Okay. Let's move you in here, and you as well. I want to have 2 units from the rear at the ready. To attack and then push them back. Okay, whatever unit's going in here will be can be attacked by 2 units. I'd rather have the 76th move in there, because they can get attacked by 2. I'll probably put a Romanian in this hex, but for the moment I also just need to push forward still. So I'm also preparing for an attack on Rostov on the next turn. Potentially. That's not 49. I'm certain. still want to make sure that I actually beat them, and then I can probably encircle those. I cannot move in here, unfortunately, so what I'll do is I'll get 3 of the more powerful Romanian divisions, or at least the most powerful Romanian divisions that I can find in the area. You cannot get in there, unfortunately. That means I will have to make do with these 3. Fair enough. Let's hope they don't have a unit in Novocherkassk. They do not. Okay. I actually kind of messed up because... okay, well, at least I can still do this, although that is rather an embarrassment. Okay, let's stick you in there for now. And I want to get these as close to the front as possible, so I'll move you in here, even if they cannot actually attack. Let's do this. Now, you can actually get together. One thing I should be wary of, though, is that I cannot allow them to go down. I can get rid of these, though. Good. Oof. I'm sure they have a unit in there. Yeah, they do. Okay, well, I need to have at least one unit in here so they don't just easily go out there and take that. They still might, but oh, I have to see. Maybe I can route to you. Pass through. I mean, in terms of an actual encirclement, this is pretty weak. However, right, the likelihood that they'll get into this hex is very low. Alright, well, this is not amazing, but it also allows me to take a lot more territory here much faster. And the hope is that this way I'll have to fight a whole lot less over the next 2 or maybe 3 turns while this is going on. Okay, both of these are at least already level 4. I'm mostly worried about the Italians and the Romanians, which is also why I'm putting an additional cavalry on all of these for the moment. Yeah, okay, so we've almost reached our goal there. Not too shabby, actually. And let's actually put this Romanian cavalry here to again make it tricky for them to bypass this. I don't want them to just run up in there. That would be bad. Yeah. I still also need to defy the rest of my forces here. Like, this is looking very weak. If this was against a human player, I'd be crying desperately. Oof, that would be really bad. But as it is, against an AI, I'm kind of fine. I'm also getting these guys, so further additional reinforcements are coming, at least. Let's at least guard. No. Okay, they'd be at 1 either way. Let's get them up there. Alright. Let's move on. Over here. I do expect this to become a bit of a slog now. You're not doing super well. So for this unit, let's put it out there. At the moment, I'm also kind of looking to reform. Ugh, that's also pretty bad. Looking to reform those panzer units. Right, so I wanted to take this area. I mean, I'm not all that shocked that he didn't make the checks on that side. I get it. This is okay though. Let's at least move our unit into Orel. I'd actually be somewhat afraid that they take it. Not that big of a fan of attacking there, but I still want to go and take this so that I can hold in that area and already start digging in. Alright, well, you're still stuck. given the current situation. As it is, I also need to move the Soviet units so I can continue working on getting the rail line up to Orel here. Yeah, they probably would have routed if they didn't join in on the support. But at least we got a Oboyan. And I'll push them back. And that's a bit of a disappointment, but let's get in there. Luckily, I lost only 14 tanks. Right, well, I did not expect there to be any form of an encirclement. So, I'm not gonna complain there. What I do not need to forget though is these two hexes. Anyway, there's not even an encirclement here, but that's not the point. The point is to take these hexes so I can dig in. I do wonder actually whether they'll attack here. I mean, I would. at this point, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to change 3rd Panzer Group from an assault status unit to a normal one. And how bad is it for 4th Army? Not super bad. So if I just give a few more units to 9th Army, it will be okay-ish. Yeah, but I really want to also start digging in, and I really need that. So because currently, you know, we can't really get a whole lot higher than level 1, and I really want to get higher than level 1. Do we have any reinforcements? Yes, we do. The 7th Flieger Division with no report. Well, you are most certainly going over up to the north, where I need desperate reinforcements. Like pretty much every other turn. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to move 6th Panzer over to this location. I want to ship it off, but I currently can't. I'll leave it at Trudeau. I might be able to use it as reinforcements in the center. Something like that. I do want to take this hex as well. Taking some of these territories does now seem to become quite ambitious, which might bite me in the proverbial butt later on as well. Though for the moment, that is not yet the case. Interestingly, I would need a new unit to hold Taganrog as well. Probably should have just moved. No. Alright. I think I'm gonna take care of whatever other last few things that need to be done off screen. So for the moment, I want to thank you for watching. I do hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, then please do consider leaving a like, comment, or subscribe. A special shout out to my Patreon supporters for now, I guess, for, you know, also allowing me to make extra videos, which is great. And I'll see you all next time. Take care, see you then. No, I'll see you back for the enemy's turn. What am I saying? See you back soon. Alright, I'm back after doing a few more things. Not all that much, actually. Down the south, I just moved a few HQs nothing too interesting. Same here. What I did do, however, is actually clump up these. We have some infantry here now. I moved these guys from Orel to the front as well. I'm not a huge fan of keeping units like this in these kind of situations, especially if there are a lot of enemy units already right next to it and they can do hard attacks. I'm not a big fan. I mean, here it is okay, somewhat, I guess. I split these to get them together, but that's about it. I also pulled back from here. Once again, because having single battalion strength units over in heavy woods for the tanks, it's actually pretty bad. So I actually did pull those back and put them on this part of the line, and then also I have this slightly reinforced. Again, I moved these HQs together with the tanks a little bit closer, so my units are in better supply, and then that I've moved also 3rd Panzer Group out there. You're oh, you're 15-15. Okay, well, that's good. Sure. As regards the depot management, I don't really need to do a whole lot. Wherever I could have gotten them, I already did take care of it, and there aren't really any other depots to be built, so well, I'll certainly not move 1st Panzer Group. I'm very unsure about everything around here. Yeah. What? There's good weather. Okay. Why is it called Depot 1? That's super weird. Maybe if it's not in the city, they just give it a name. Because I tend to build them in cities, but I guess if you don't do that, that's what's gonna happen. So I do not expect this to go super well at all, because my units are so weak, but we might be able to reinforce them with the infantry, and once we've secured that river, I think we're okay, but it's even good. Oh, come on. It's even good weather in the center. You might have done this in July or something instead of doing that now. Well, okay. He's still quite weak. This is probably gonna hurt. I wonder what priority attacks are. I haven't seen any priority attacks so far. Only reaction attacks and then attrition attacks. Yeah. These are not nice. Yeah, okay. Well, 37 tanks, that's insane. Really? It was across the river there. Hold on. I lost 25 tanks here too. I know the road. I mean, the terrain here is terrible for tanks, I know. But if I can just get over there, then I have good defensive positions. Really? Where did they suddenly come from as well? They were not there before at all. It's a freaking joke. How do they have 29 movement to it? It must be an HQ. Oh, they also had a rifle division on there. Oh. Please hold. I mean, they might lose nearly all of their tanks. 4 or 5. And they moved another unit in there. Yeah, okay. How they got another unit in there is beyond me, but like all the way down there. That's super weird. Well, they did move a mechanized unit in there too, so I won't be back. I will potentially get rid of a bunch of units there and here, but amazing it was not. Huh. This is the first actual attrition attack that I've also seen from the Soviets. Funny thing is actually that we barely ever have 16 movements. So that unit that had 16 there, that's quite something. So they abandoned most of this. I'll be able to get back there. Alright, this is gonna take half an hour. Yeah, that turn was not particularly great, but then again, also suddenly with this good weather, it's quite surprising. They just suddenly have that. They probably have not retreated here, but I wonder how much they would have put into this particular region. I don't think the Soviets would be too interested in having Moscow surrounded, so... would make sense to fortify it a lot. They actually already have level 3, 2, 2, 3, 2. These two X's will also be very tough to take. Just hope they've retreated from most of those X's. That's actually the best for me if they move from there. Alright, let's take a look though. So we can move back in here. There's certainly no units in here. So they're still out there. Seems like they want to have like a new line up past here. That's a bit weird. And then now they also abandoned this airfield. All of those hexes are abandoned. So now at the very least I can push them beyond the Moscow-Volga Canal and start digging in from the north. Anything but infantry will probably not survive up there either. So, we'll see how that goes. It didn't go extremely bad, but it wasn't the greatest either. The thing is that I just don't understand why those units do not actually repair. Like, I have no clue why they don't do it. Under the Corps command, or even under 1st Panzer Group command. They seem to do it quite willingly before, but now I'm just confused as to why they don't want to repair. They are rad labor groups, so they should be repairing rail lines. I'm gonna have to check the manual because it is very weird and it's really hurting me, the fact that they are not repairing. And like I said, I have no clue why. Okay. Are we starting to get some fort levels? Not yet in these cases. At least we have another encirclement there. And this is a pretty tough stack, but then this, again, this isn't. So I feel like I'll at least be able to beat these guys and then also take this hex. This unit will be the most problematic to deal with. This certainly isn't a 1-3. Well, let's quickly take a look at the losses. For the Soviets, 3.16. Though they have 2.6 million men there. 200,000 in reserve. In terms of points, we are still in September, so I still need 700 technically. 648. So I'm taking Rostov. Wait. 648 plus 16. 664 plus Leningrad. That would be 700 points. Huh. Really? That would be this turn. Yeah, okay. Sure. Need to... Yeah, I'm gonna wrap things up here. I want to thank you for watching. Do hope you enjoyed this. And I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.